Hello, welcome to Fleet's Needs, how to use video for manufacturers and traders. This is our homepage for user login and sign up. When you log into our platform, you will be able to start from your personal main page, which we will cover in the upcoming sections. First, let's quickly see how to sign up. You simply enter your basic company details on this page. You should choose your company type as manufacturer, trader. It's important to use an active email address that you can monitor because you will need to verify your email after the sign up is complete. Another very important thing is to read the terms and conditions carefully, since it's the main agreement between you, Fleet's Needs, and customers. The second page of sign up is special for your company type. You input your quality information for the parts you can supply and input the details of your supply scope. For each sub-menu, you may select brand names or write if the brand you supply for is not already listed. The expected payment terms section is for information purposes only, will not force you to offer in the same terms on each case. On Anchor and Chain, Electronics, and Others sub-menus, you may write brand names or types of equipment as well. On your first login, we give you details about the cookies that we use. They are very basic and only for your convenience. We managed to keep it as simple as possible. This is your company-specific homepage. You can easily track your inquiries, offers, orders, shipments, payments and commissions from here before diving into each specific menu. And from the left menu, you may navigate through each section you want. You will see the menu system is tailored based on ease of use and simplicity. On the home page, there are shortcuts to the most commonly used sections. When we cover each section one by one, the shortcuts will be much more meaningful. Only when you recently signed up, you will need two types of confirmation before starting to use our platform. First one is the email verification that we have mentioned in the sign up section. You should check your inbox of the mail you have entered into the system and confirm your email address. After that, the email verification warning will go green and our system administrator will soon approve your account. In this step, we may call your company telephone for verification. These two steps are really important for us to monitor each trader and customer and verify their reliability, to keep this platform safe. On the Inquiries section, there are 4 sub-menus about inquiries. We will shortly mention each of them. In this section, all the current inquiries on the platform are filtered according to the supply scope you have input while signing up. You can go to your settings to revise your supply scope anytime. This will probably be your main section when you want to see the current inquiries on the system and offer them. You can simply click on the Make Offer button or flag them to track it later. Using the Filters and Tools section, you may change the filter, search for keywords and change the listing. Changing the filter will be temporary and will go default when you refresh the page. For constant changes, you should revise your supply scope. When you mark an inquiry with a flag on According to my scope or All Inquiries sections, you will be able to see the flagged subjects here. You may unflag them when you are finished with the subject. You can use the filters and tools in this section as well. This is the inquiry list that you have already offered for. You may offer more than once to any inquiry if you want to. You can use the filters and tools in this section as well. This is the list of all current inquiries in the system, no filters applied. So you may see lots of subjects you don't trade about. But you can use filters and tools in this section too. For example, let's go here and filter for Sulzer and all the inquiries about Sulzer will be listed, or we can search for 40 to 48 if we want to search something other than brand names. When you decide on making an offer for an inquiry, you just need to click the Make an Offer button and it will bring you to the offer page. On the offer page, there is lots of information about the inquiry, like reference ID, inquiry date, type of equipment, and details. The blue boxes belong to customers and you cannot change them. The white boxes are for your inputs. Besides the customer reference ID and fleets needs reference ID, you may also input your reference ID for your internal tracking of each subject. When it comes to offering, there are two options. First one is uploading your quotation file as PDF, XLS, or other similar formats and entering the necessary information at the bottom of your quotation. These are origin and quality information, payment terms, delivery time, and total price information. Second one is filling the online form for each part that is requested and entering the necessary information at the bottom, same as other options. After using one of either options and adding necessary information, you can also add drawing files and notes. Remember, the notes with blue boxes are coming from customers and the white boxes are for you to fill. When you finish, please check once again and submit your offer by clicking on the Send Offer button. And congratulations, you have successfully submitted an offer. On the Offers section, there are 3 sub-menus about your offers. Now we will shortly mention each of them. Open Offers. In this section, you will see the offers you have sent through the system which are not yet ordered or closed by the customer. You may go to the offer details page for checking, revising, or deleting your offer when needed, or you click on the inquiry button here to go inquiry so that you can prepare another offer for the same inquiry. When the related customer has an action on that subject, your offer status is also changed. Your offer will go to the Closed Subjects section if the customer has placed the order from another supplier or cancelled their inquiry. And if the customer accepts your offer becomes an order and goes to the Pending Orders section for your confirmation. Closed Subjects. As mentioned on the previous menu, when the customer has placed the order from another supplier or cancelled their inquiry, your offer goes to the Closed Subjects menu. So you can still check your old offers and see the feedback on them. All offers. This is the list of all offers you have made, including open offers, closed subjects, and offers which are ordered. On the feedback column, you can see the status of the offer, and if it's closed, you can see the feedback when you click on the button. You can go to their inquiry and offer pages of these by clicking the buttons on the left side of the page. Offer details. When you make an offer to an inquiry or click on the offer button of a subject, you will be able to see the details of your offer. The dark blue boxes are the input from you and light gray boxes are from the customer's inquiry. On the page, you can review your offer. From the Revise Offer button on the top left corner, you can revise your offer, which is similar to creating an offer. Delete your offer using the Delete Offer button on the top right corner, and you can make another offer for this inquiry using the Named button on the bottom of the page. After you make an offer to an inquiry, you will be able to see customer information on the top of the offer page. You can click on the bar to extend or shrink it. It should also be mentioned that you cannot delete or revise your related offer after that offer becomes a confirmed order. Here, we can see another subject which is already ordered. Received orders. On the Received Orders section, there are 4 sub-menus about the orders you have received. We will shortly mention each of them. Pending orders. This is the list of orders which are recently placed by the customers and they are waiting for your order confirmation to proceed. You should reply to the pending orders as soon as possible. You can go to the order details page from here. We will see the order details page later in this section. Accepted orders. This is the list of orders which are confirmed by you. These orders will also appear on shipment and payment sections. You may proceed on that section for the delivery and payment arrangements. Revised orders. This is the list of orders which you have revised after customer's acceptance. These orders are technically an offer after you revise them. Customers will see your revised offer and they can accept the revised one or proceed in another way. Cancelled orders. This is the list of cancelled orders. The orders and offers related to these subjects are no longer valid for action. You can see and inspect them. Order review and order confirmation. When you go to the order detail page, you can see the customer information on top of the page, status of the subject underneath it, and all the order details below them. Again, the gray boxes are from the customer and blue boxes are from your offer. And if there is a change on the offer when the customer ordered it, the changes are marked with red box borders. You should always check every detail on the order before accepting the order. There are 3 options under pending orders. Accept order. When you check the order from a customer and decide everything is okay, you may accept the order so as to proceed with the other steps. Revise offer. When you have to revise your offer due to the time between offer and order, revisements by the customer or any other reason, you can do it from here. But you should know that when you revise this order request, this subject will go to offer status and wait for the customer's order again. Reject order. This should only be used when you cannot and will not be able to supply these parts anymore. In case any of the offer terms is changed, you can revise your offer. For the situations which you cannot supply at all, you may reject the order and this offer of yours will not be available anymore. Shipment and payment. On the shipment and payment section, there are 3 sub-menus about the shipment and payment tracking of orders you have received and confirmed. Let's see each of them. Shipment tracking. This is the list of orders which are waiting for shipment. You can go to the shipment and payment details page of each order to see the information the customer has written there, and you can input all the details about delivery and payment tracking of the order. When an order's delivery is completed, the order will not be listed here and go to the payment tracking section. Payment tracking. This is the list of orders which are waiting for payment. You can go to the shipment and payment details page of each order to see and edit information which are written by you and the customer. When an order's payment is completed, the order will not be listed here and go to the completed payments section. Completed payments. This is the list of orders for which both the deliveries and payments have been completed. If the order's payment is completed but delivery is not completed yet, it is still listed in the shipment tracking section. Let's see the same order when it's marked as delivered. Now that the order is both paid and delivered, you can see it listed in the completed payments section. You can go to the shipment and payment details page to check the actual status of the order. Shipment and payment page. In the shipment and payment page, as on the others, there is the customer information section on top of the page, which can be extended and shrinked. Beneath it, you can see a progress bar about the order's readiness, transportation, and payment. The first boxes here are sequential, but the payment box is non-consecutive, because the payment terms can be different for each case. Expected date of readiness is calculated from the date of order confirmation and delivery time on your offer. But you can update this information at the next box here. You might discuss with the customer when there are major differences between these two. First, we should mention that you can add more sections when the order will be delivered in multiple shipments. It can be done with the button on the bottom, Add Partial Shipment. This section will be duplicated and you will be able to input information for each shipment individually. When it comes to the details of the section, you can see the information you should input, and there are also information which is given by the customer. Packing details. When the whole or partial order is ready and packed, you should use this button and write packing details so the order will be marked as ready, and customer will be informed accordingly. Delivery instructions. This section should be filled by the customer when the delivery address is clear. Way of transportation and duration. This section should be filled by you according to the delivery instructions. You may write transportation charges, duration and way of transportation, as in one or multiple options you have. Shipment documents. You should upload the shipment documents such as but not limited to airway bill, packing list, invoice. Shipment confirmation files. This is done by the customer when they receive the order. They can just confirm the receipt or upload files too. Payment details. The short summary of payment details can be seen here outside of the window. And when we go into this section, there are more details. Payment terms. This is automatically filled from the order confirmation, so from your offer. If you want to use another term, you can use messaging with the customer and agree on something else too. Your bank information. This information is in your profile page and it is email notification protected when being changed. Upload proforma. You can upload proforma invoice file if necessary. Customer's Swift copy is uploaded by customer. You can see it here and track the payment accordingly. Extra charges section is made for you to input additional charges such as packing, shipping, certification costs. It's highly recommended for all suppliers to agree on these costs with customers beforehand, using the messaging section or writing the details in the way of transportation and duration box on the previous page. You can fill the two boxes and click on the Add Extra Charge button to input. And you can click on the Inspect Charges button to see the list of charges and to delete a charge, clicking the red Delete button on the right of each charge. Payment confirmation. This box is for you to confirm the incoming payments. When you receive the payment, you can write the amount and confirm the receipt of that payment. To undo an action, you should contact us by email and we need to confirm this action with the customer, so you should double check before confirming a payment. The I sign on the right side of the box shows the payments claimed by the customer. Total payment info. This section is the summary of all payment-related calculations. You can click on all the boxes to see more details about them. Total amount is the order confirmation amount summed with extra charges. Remaining amount is the total amount minus the confirmed payments. Confirmed payments is the total of confirmed paid amounts by you. Commissions. On the Commissions section, there are two sub-menus about the commissioning between your company and fleet's needs. This section is not related to the customers or their payments. Commissions to be invoiced. This is the list of subjects which will be invoiced on the next commission invoice. You can see the details of each subject. Commission amount is also written here. Invoiced commissions. This is the list of subjects which are already invoiced before. You can see the details of each subject and see the commission invoice numbers for each. Messages. On the Messages section, there are three sub-menus about the messaging application on the system. You can quickly access your messages on the upper right-hand corner, next to the notification bell. Messages. This is the list of all messages you have received. You can use the search panel to navigate through your messages. Flagged messages. This is the list of messages which you have flagged on messages or unread messages sections. You can track them easily or unflag them when you are finished tracking a subject. Unread messages. This is the list of messages which you have received but not yet read. When you read a message, it will go to the messages section. You can flag a message to track that subject easier. Also, on almost all the pages where you interact with customers, there are messaging buttons on the bottom right corner of the page. You can click them to start a conversation with the related customers. Settings. On the upper right-hand corner, you may go to your Settings menu. There are 5 sub-menus. Let's see each. Edit Profile. This is the page for editing or viewing your profile. You may upload your profile image, request for mail for password change, update your time zone, update your part quality information and supply scope, update your bank information, upload your trading authorization certificate, update information about number of employees, annual revenue and expected payment terms. You will receive an informative email when you change something on your profile. Mail settings. This is the page for editing email notification and in-app notification settings. Some of the settings are not allowed because of their importance. We recommend using the initial settings in the beginning, and when you become more familiar with the system, you may change these settings if you need. Contact us. This is a simple contact us page. The time you will be registering to our system, there might be more options since this demo is created in the earlier stages. Terms of service. This is the terms of service page which was also seen while signing up to the system. The terms of services may be updated at the time you watch this manual, so please see the current version of this on your page. In case there are revisions, updates on the terms of service while you are using this platform, you will receive an email and the new version will be available on your home page when you log into your account. Log out. This button is for logging out from your account. We highly recommend to use this platform on your password-protected, personal devices only. But in case you need to log into your account from another device, it's really important to log out when you are finished. Notifications. This section, which is placed on the upper right-hand corner with a bell logo, is designed to notify you about the subjects you are dealing with. There are lots of scenarios for notifications. A couple of examples are when there is a new inquiry according to your supply scope, when the customer revised an inquiry after you offered it, when there is a new order for you, and so on. You can click on See All Notifications, and you will be able to see the list of all notifications you have received. When you click on a notification, it will be marked as read and it will bring you to the related subject, to the subject offer if it's about an offer, for example. How to use. This is the section where you can find these video guides. There will be other types of guidance material in the future. Thanks for watching Fleets Needs video guides. If you have any questions or problems while using the platform, you are always welcome to contact us. Hope to see you on our platform.